This morning we're going to a maintenance call at a commercial building down here in Chula Vista. It's been some time since we've been there, but they're definitely due. And we're gonna make sure everything's clean and good to go so that when summer comes, they are, stress-free. We're almost there. We're gonna check it out and see what's going on. All right, we are here. I just gotta put on my iPad that I finished my trip and just take a look at the notes real quick, making sure we know what's going on, and I'm gonna go inside, talk to him, and get to work. So, I know this is the unit we're working on, because I went down below and turned it on. We got a few things we gotta do beforehand before we start opening it up. We gotta take our pictures so that we have records on our side, and then they see what's going on. Let me start taking pictures and then I'll open it up and I'll show you what it looks like inside. I already took a picture of the nomenclature, which is this here. Talks about all the specs of the unit, model, serial number, voltage of the motors, compressors, the refrigerant, when it was made, all that good stuff. So I'll just turn it off. And then I'll get everything opened up. Now we got everything opened up. I always take a look at everything, examine all the mechanical, electrical, because obviously if you can see a visual problem, then it's a major problem. Other than that, I'll do all my tests to see what's going on. And then, my meter and both my gauges will tell me what's going on with the system and how it's operating. Starting here, we got, this is your blower assembly. This is what's pushing and pulling all the air throughout the space down below. So we want to make sure everything is clean here. So they have two filters down below, one at the unit and one down in the space, which is the way I like to do it. Keep everything clean coming into it and before it. So of course we're changing out the filter, but we're going to look at everything here. Just looking at this blower assembly, it looks a little dirty here. So definitely a thorough cleaning on this would go a long ways. Even things like this, these are possible signs of biogrowth of some sort, because it can happen. And then moving on over here to your condensing coil. This is what's radiating all the heat from down below. And then this fan is gonna extract all that heat. So we wanna make sure this is clean. This is the purpose of our maintenance today, is making sure it's clean. So we're gonna put a chemical on it to break down all the dirt and debris that's accumulated over time, and then wash it out with some water. And then they're basically good to go as far as air conditioning goes for the summer. Now, of course, we always want to make sure this thing's running as it should be from the manufacturer, but we also want to make sure it's running better than ever before too. So there are a few things we could do to the system to make it run better, hard start kits or UV lights, but I'll explain that with the customer down below. But we need to get our maintenance done and go from there. So if you go on the other side, I can show you what this side looks like. Well, this is the other side of the condensing coil. We have the compressor here. That does the air conditioning, but we also have the electrical here with all the electrical devices to turn the system on, but we also have the indoor coil as well. So this is just a portion of the indoor coil. Without the two coils, we couldn't condition the air the way we want it to, but again, opening everything up to look at all the visual inspections to make sure everything's good to go. I'm gonna start doing my maintenance and check pressures afterwards and go from there. You gotta have the system running to look at the pressures. All right, so now that I got the system running, I wanna check pressures first. Obviously the low side, high side. Really I wanna look at the subcool because this is a gas package unit, which means in heating mode, it uses natural gas to create heat. This is strictly just for air conditioning. Right now, what I'm seeing, the pressures look really good. The subcool rating looks really good. So I don't suspect any leaks or anything like that with this system. If they had a leak, obviously their cooling effects wouldn't be as good. So that tells me summertime comes, they're gonna be good to go. Systems like this that aren't too old, I highly recommend doing maintenance because the maintenance is gonna make sure your system's good to go. Basically brand new from the factory, and you wanna keep it that way. Just like anything, if you're not maintaining anything, your cars or any kind of equipment or obviously HVAC, it's gonna start breaking down over time, and we don't want that. We're gonna start on our maintenance. I'm gonna take a little screenshot on my app that is connected to my gauges of the pressures, and then turn it off and start cleaning. So with our maintenance, not only do we clean the outdoor coil, but we clean the inside coil too. This coil is just as important as the outdoor, not only for radiation of the air transfer, but keeping it clean so you have good airflow, but most importantly, you're not breathing anything bad because it does have a lot of moisture in this area. So bacteria, mold, germs, all kinds of stuff can be growing on it. So let me show you how we do this. This coil cleaner breaks down all the dirt and debris and kills any kind of, pathogens in the system, making it nice and clean. It's a non-rinsable one, so when the unit's running, all this gunk is gonna go to the ground, bottom of the pan, and then just out the drain. So works great. I prefer using a hose, but sometimes when you don't have that hose access, that's the best option. So we're almost wrapping it up. Always at the end, I like to wipe down the systems. Make sure it looks better than we found it. It's not only just for like a thorough cleaning, but it does help with because we are kind of by the water, helps with like corrosion on it. Because an example right here, you can see here, all this little chipping here is from the salt and corrosion in the air, eating away at the paint and the metal. So just want to keep it protected. So our maintenance is done. We cleaned the outdoor coil, we cleaned the indoor coil. We did our full inspection of the system, checking all the mechanical and electrical components so that everything's running as it should be. And of course the refrigerant levels as well. At the end, I always wipe down the system so it looks better than how we found it. So as you can see, obviously not super shiny. This system is a little old, but you don't want to get any of that corrosion that's accumulated on top of it and make it look nice. So we're going to turn it back on and let the customer know, and of course let them know anything we could do to make the system better. So that's what we're going to do now.